a pearl on letting go gracefully. Letting go is one of the most misunderstood things we experience as human beings. People talk about it like it's a single decision, a moment, a clean break. But letting go is rarely that simple. It's rarely that sudden, and it's almost never that clean. Letting go is a process, a slow untying of emotional knots that tighten over time. Most of us hold on too long, not because the thing is good for us, but we've convinced ourselves that letting go makes us lose something essential. A person, a dream, a future version of our life. We comfort what we once had, a hope we're trying so hard to keep alive. But letting go doesn't erase what you experienced. It doesn't dishonor what you invested. It doesn't mean you were foolish or naive or wrong. Simply means you're ready to stop forcing something that's already trying to release itself. There's a quiet truth people don't talk about. Most endings don't come because one person stops caring. They come because both stop growing in the same direction. Or maybe a dream stops fitting the room, or a chapter stops matching the energy of your spirit, or life simply calls you somewhere new. Growth doesn't always look like expansion. Sometimes growth looks like release. Letting go is not about abandoning. It's about unclenching. Think about how your hands feel when you've been gripping something tightly for too long. The moment you release, your palms tingle. Blood rushes back. There's an ache, a soreness, because letting go requires opening muscles that learn to hold. The same thing happens in your heart. There's an ache, a soreness, a tenderness that makes you wonder if you're doing the right thing. But the ache is not a punishment. The ache is a sign that you're finally following circulation again. Life is flowing again. Your truth is breathing again. Letting go gracefully is an art. It's the art of not trying to rewrite the past, not trying to force clarity out of confusion, not trying to make someone into a version of themselves they never chose to be. Graceful letting go happens when you decide that your peace is more important than your pride. It happens when you choose to walk away with your dignity instead of begging the situation to become something it refuses to be. Graceful letting go says, I loved this. I learned from this. I grew from this. But I will not stay in something that shrinks me. A big part of letting go is the grief nobody prepares you for. You just don't let go of the person or the situation. You let go of the version of yourself that existed within it. You let go of who you were, why you held it. You let go of your expectations. You let go of the imagined future you quietly built in the background of your mind. Grief shows up in strange places, in songs, in memories, in moments where you wake up and forget it's gone for a second, and then remember. But grief is not your enemy. Grief is evidence that your heart was engaged, that your effort was real. that your desire was honest. Grief is the echo of sincerity. Letting go gracefully also means choosing not to villainize what hurt you. Not because it didn't hurt, not because it didn't disappoint, but because holding resentment keeps you tied to something you're trying to release. You can't walk forward if you're still gripping the past with clenched fist. Grace is not about pretending everything was beautiful. Grace is about acknowledging both the beauty and the pain without letting either define you. Grace says, I release you without resentment, and I release myself from the weight of holding you. Letting go gracefully doesn't make you weak. It makes you emotionally mature. Anyone can hold on. It takes strength to open your hand. It takes strength to say, I still care, but I care about myself too. It takes strength to realize that peace is a decision, one that often begins with separation. There's a moment in everyone's life where they finally understand that holding on is louder, but letting go is wiser. Holding on is fueled by fear. Fear of emptiness, fear of the unknown, fear of starting over, fear of not finding something better, fear of admitting the truth. But letting go is fueled by trust. Trust that your life is bigger than this moment. Trust that your spirit knows when enough is enough. Trust that the version of you you're trying to become requires different conditions than the ones you're standing in. Trust that clearing space is not loss, but preparation. Think of your life like a garden. Some things grow beautifully for a season. Some things bloom longer than expected. Some things wither because the soil changes. Some things need pruning. Some things need removal. Letting go is the gardener's wisdom. The knowledge that you can't force something to bloom if it's reached the end of its cycle. The gardener doesn't cry over fallen petals. They understand that falling petals are proof that the plant is ready for something new. Letting go gracefully is allowing the petals to fall without trying to tape them back on. It's saying, this meant something. It mattered. But the season is complete. And once you honor the season for what it was, not perfect, not permanent, but meaningful, you give yourself the freedom to grow in a new direction. A truth most people avoid is this. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is walk away. Not because the love is gone, but because the situation no longer honors the person you're becoming. You don't have to hate someone to outgrow it. You don't have to destroy something to leave it behind. You don't have to burn the bridge to walk in a different direction. Leaving gracefully is one of the highest forms of maturity. It's choosing peace over drama, clarity over chaos, healing over repeating the same cycle again. If you're struggling to let go right now, let me remind you of something. You are not losing your future. You are letting go of something that cannot travel with you into it. The next version of your life needs space. Space in your mind, space in your heart, space in your spirit. Space that holding on has been filling with tension. Letting go is not the end. Letting go is the clearing, the making room, the invitation. And somewhere down the road, you will look back and say, I didn't know it then, but releasing that was the moment I started becoming myself. Letting go gracefully is not a single moment. It is a series of gentle choices. A daily decision to stop resisting the truth. A quiet promise to yourself. I deserve a life that fits me. And you do. You deserve a life that allows you to breathe. A life where you don't have to beg for love, you offer freely. A life where you don't have to apologize for your needs, or shrink your voice, or betray your intuition. You deserve a life that holds you the way you hold others. Letting go is the first step toward that life. So today, take one small step. Unclench one corner of your heart. Let one memory soften. Let one expectation fall away. Let the petals drop. Let the season end with dignity. And trust. Truly trust. And what comes next will make sense of everything you're releasing now.